Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Hello, I don't think I can hear you, but you look great.
Can you not hear me still?
Oh, there you go. There you are. Beautiful.
We have a makeshift situation going on today because our studio caught on fire.
Yes, we were there.
We were there. I saw the flames.
Yeah, and smelled the smoke.
Yep. And we can still smell the plastic.
Yes, forever stuck in our nostrils.
Yeah. So I'm in an office space that our producer AD has beautifully created for me. And Nat, where are you?
I'm near the bathrooms. So it's good. I don't smell smoke, but it smells something else. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's like nobody go in there for the next hour because we're going to be talking about the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
So well, I guess we should say welcome to the Rebel Daily live stream. I am Kat.
I'm Nat.
Yeah, welcome. So as always, we are on YouTube, Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey. Halfway through the show, we're going to get off of YouTube because they like to censor what we say. So we'll be more spicy in the second half of the show. And if you're on YouTube, please switch over to one of those other platforms and you can follow along. And you can put in chats on Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey, and we will read them out. So that's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Heck yes. So let's just dive right in.
Let's do it.
I need to look this way to look at the screen sometimes, so apologies. Our first story is, well, do you want to introduce it, Nat? Because I've been talking a lot.
I actually can't see it.
Okay, well, I will tell you. Okay, the Truckers Convoy is the biggest news in Canada right now.
Oh, yeah.
There is some coverage of it on mainstream news, and Global posted a little tiny clip yesterday. I think we are going to play that clip because it's quite a departure from our coverage of it and my actual firsthand experience of the Truckers Convoy. So let's play that clip.
Yes,
no
let's do it.
mandates for truckers. It is about no mandates for all Canadians.
Many people here are anti-vaccine.
Take another booster shot. Go ahead.
They don't trust the media.
Why are you lying? Why are you openly lying?
That's
Why?
correct.
Why are you supporting official narratives?
Don't trust the federal government.
He's got the biggest hoax in history going on with this virus.
I won't get sick. You know why?
He's safe because he's happy, this man says.
100%.
Truckers joined those who arrived to lend their support for a convoy bound for Ottawa.
Not a big fan of the mandates. I think they pushed it a little too far.
Other truckers used different language to describe government responses to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Frickin' organized crime, and use people yourself, Global News, okay, you and your
We can't go and exercise. We can't move around to restaurants. We're judged in public. Our prime minister's called us a racist and a misogynist.
One by one, the protesters allege Canadians are being persecuted.
Please stop saying that we are aggressive people. We are emotional because we are upset with our freedoms being taken away, and then you coming and being condescending towards us.
Police stood back as protesters put their views on full display, doubting one after another scientific fact and claiming their view is the right one.
Stop it.
Oh,
Canadians deserve better.
Most people think
You guys need to, shame on you.
So you get a sense of what this protest was all about. It's kind of like going to a party that you weren't really invited to. One Canadian press photographer said he was shoved and spat upon by protesters, but no arrests.
Okay, well, I hope that really didn't happen.
I hope that's not true. But you'd think that the photographer who got spat on might take a picture of it.
Yeah, what was he doing? I just can't believe how much the media is trying to demonize these people who are literally not only fighting for their own freedoms, but also for everyone at Global News's freedom as well.
Yeah.
It's honest. That was an infuriating clip.
Yes, it was.
I'm riled up.
Yeah, well, they're posing the trucker convoy to Ottawa as the January 6th of Canada, which is funny in all sorts of ways. But I would say it's not based on you know, all of our coverage here at Rebel News of the convoy, people are extremely happy and positive at those rallies. Or they're not even rallies, they're just like supporting the truckers as they go by. It's really heartwarming.
Absolutely. And you went and reported in London yesterday, correct? So you have a firsthand experience where you were able to witness these people just truly uniting together, like you said, happily for this cause, this great, I guess it's not really a cause, you know, but you know what I'm saying? Like just coming together to fight for our inherent freedoms that have been taken away from us. I don't know, it's amazing. And you had a clip, I think, that you had filmed.
So yeah, Isabel and I were at the Flying J truck stop yesterday in London, Ontario, and nobody spat on us, but they did offer us a Portuguese custard tart with other food as well. But I only took the tart and some coffee, and it was so good.
A much better alternative to spit.
Yeah. It's just funny when Global's like, it's like being at a party you're not invited to. It's like, well, I mean, you're invited because you're a journalist and you're supposed to cover these things, but based on how you've been projecting this rally, this convoy, of course people aren't going to be happy to see you. Obviously we do not support attacking journalists or anyone. Don't spit on people.
Absolutely not.
But did that happen is the question.
Absolutely. And, you know, to an extent, like, I am glad that Global is even reporting on this. I mean, even though they're perpetuating this horrific narrative, it is still wonderful that they are there, you know, kind of showing people that there are a lot of people. I know they kind of cut to like a lot of like people who look like they might be more excited perhaps than others.
They selectively chose that.
Absolutely. But it's still nice that regular folks are able to see that and maybe analyze, hey, these people don't seem that crazy. They seem excited. They seem hopeful finally. I am a little pleased that they are getting mainstream coverage, despite the fact that the narrative they're spewing is
I mean, it's so big, you can't ignore it. Justin Trudeau, which I'm sure was discussed, because I couldn't watch the live stream yesterday because I was in London, but I'm pretty sure Sheila and Matt would have discussed this, but I'm going to say it again. Justin Trudeau called the convoy, what did he call it? A small fringe minority of people with unacceptable views. I have Andrew Says in the window here trying to distract me, and it's working. He's doing mime. But anyways, he called it a small fringe minority of people who hold unacceptable views. And I'm gonna let's play the clip.
Yeah, let's do that.
That I took yesterday. Oh, here's some on the actual road footage. This is really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a crazy moment in history, and you got to witness it firsthand. Like, that is just so unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really exciting. It was an early morning.
Yeah, no kidding. But you looked great, and that's what matters most. But, you know, going back to Justin Trudeau saying, like, the fringe minority, whatever, throughout history, it's typically the minority who ends up fighting for people's rights and freedoms, and they usually, historically, end up winning. So, like, small but mighty, you know, and I actually don't even believe it's a minority of people. I'm more likely to believe that most of us really are for this, you know. I think it's the minority who are on the wrong side of history, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it's like the elite minority, like the Catherine McKennas of the world, who are like, oh, truckers, they want this and that. It's like, of course you don't relate to truckers, you crazy lady. Like, you sit in your ivory tower looking down on everyone. Of course you're not like for the people. That's not shocking.
Absolutely. And wasn't there a tweet that was from like 2020 or something? I believe it was Justin Trudeau who tweeted like in favor of truckers, calling them heroes or something. I'm definitely paraphrasing.
That is correct.
So it's funny how he flip-flopped on that one.
Oh, he's a flopper.
Because he's a flip-flopper.
Well, he's like a politician.
Yeah,
kind of what they do. Let's look at that clip that I took yesterday, because you'll see this fringe minority of people with unacceptable views, and you can see what you think of them yourself. Okay, well, we're working on the clip because our producer is the most agile person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, he is flexing those muscles. But I do have a chat if you want to just read one in the interim. Okay, so this is from Chalky Brush. Thank you so much for your $25 donation. He said, the truckers aren't just protesting the border mandates. They are fighting for the freedom of all Canadians. We are not just a fringe minority. Go truckers.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing, like part of the media's narrative is that they are really pushing this anti-vax thing. And that's absolutely not the case. I think it probably stemmed more from the cross-border mandates, but it's exploded into this all mandates, all restrictions thing. And, you know, our media, they like to just latch on to this one narrative.
Yeah. I think it's a symptom of the whole Trump thing, where it really exacerbated the great divide that we have between people who just follow mainstream media and those who don't. It doesn't matter how you feel about Trump at this point, but anyone who was like, what do they call it? Trump derangement syndrome, where you're like, oh, he's going to drag people out of their houses and put them in internment camps. Like, no, that didn't happen. And there are people who are still so like cemented in that philosophy. So this is just a symptom of that, where anyone who is hesitant about this vaccine is akin to a Trumper in 2016. And it's like, you're just one of those people and that's it. And it's very interesting that our prime minister is so quick to just say about 30% of our population are racist, misogynist, anti-science. And I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was talking to Isabel because we had like 3 hours on the road together, no more, like 5. And I asked her, like, if you see a classroom, like a grade 5 classroom, and they take a test and they fail, everyone in the class fails the test, do you think that that speaks more to the students or to the teacher? Like, what do you think, Nat? Like,
yeah, no, that's a good question. I think there are many factors to consider, right? When it comes to that.
But for my point, I guess I kind of asked you a question without outlining my theory. My theory is that Trudeau is like the teacher of Canada in a way. And if he thinks that 30% of his people are racist, misogynist, anti-science, that's a failure on him. He hasn't spoken to us.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think like it's funny because he's the leader of this country, and that includes every single person that lives in this country. Like, he is supposed to be our representative. So the fact that he is able to openly hate on people who pay taxes to him, who pay his salary, is just, it's egregious. Like, it's mind boggling that he's allowed to do this and get away with it. And people are actually okay with it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. He's like the influencer, the biggest influencer in Canada, and he's not having a very positive influence on his constituents. And now he's like, oh, well, you guys are just racist. Like, well, maybe we're racist because you made us that way. Obviously, we're not. But if he's saying that, why do you think we've become this way? Like, we are anti-science according to you. Well, maybe the science doesn't make sense. Like, he can just disregard those people.
No, you're absolutely right. And he's in charge of the morale of this country. And to smush people down it's just I'm fired up.
That's my favorite sound.
Maybe we should read a couple more chats to calm down.
Yeah, let's read some chats.
While we resolve. Okay, so this one is from Georgie, $1. Thank you so much for your donation. Hey guys, it is salty on my part to be happy, but also be a bit bitter about what's going on. For the past 2 years, all I wanted was a conversation on COVID. I was thought of as losing my marbles. You know what? You're not alone. I think many of us feel that way. But you know what? You aren't losing your marbles.
You were right all along.
As far as I know. So
yes, that's true. You know what? You could be crazy, but I don't think you are, because you watch Rebel News every day. So you must.
That's true.
You have some marbles, but
at least one or two.
Sorry, what?
No, keep going.
I was going to say, like, you and I have talked about this before, probably on a live stream. I think the best thing that we can do is be graceful and gracious about people coming to our side. Like, let's not be like, told you so. You were wrong for the last 2 years. Grace. Let's be Christian about it, guys. And just be like, absolutely. You're welcome to our side.
Yeah. And I think it's hard not to blame people for buying into a narrative that they've been fed almost 24 hours a day for the last 2 years. You know, like if you originally had trust in the media, of course you're going to buy into this because it's all you hear every single day. Even on social media, it's literally everywhere. So it is hard, I think, to ignore if you're not thinking critically about things, right?
Yeah.
And so,
sorry,
no, keep going.
I can't imagine only watching mainstream media. I can't remember a time when I did, because I think by the time I was already like watching YouTube, that's when I started getting interested in culture and politics and the world. So I never really sat in front of CBC and Global and just sucked it in. But there are people who have been doing that for like 60 years, like my mom.
Yeah.
Like she's only ever watched CBC. So her views are so informed by that, and there's anything that's outside of that is just like alien and scary. And it's like when she comes over,
worldview.
I will welcome her. Sorry.
Yes, absolutely.
She made me.
I was just gonna, I was just gonna say it's shaped her whole worldview, right?
Yeah.
And you really can't fault people for that to an extent. But I think, as you kind of mentioned, like everyone has their own journey when it comes to figuring things out and realizing, you know, oh, maybe I was off on this one. So I think that's why you're right. Like it is really important to have grace for these people, because in your own timing, you know, they'll get there. I think a lot of people will get there. And clearly by this footage, they are getting there. Look at how many people have come together for this.
It's
convoy.
Huge. And it's all sorts of people. It's different races, ages. There's little kids there. There's truckers. There's Sikh truckers driving and honking their horns. And it's like, these are the people that you're calling racist, misogynist, anti-science. Like, it's just like so easy to just say that, but you're not there seeing these people and their smiles and their actual passion for Canada.
Do you think that the media and Justin Trudeau and kind of more on the progressive side, leaders on the progressive side, do you think they're doing this because they're scared? Like, do you think they're perpetuating this narrative because they know that we are winning? Because at the end of the day, the power is in the people.
Yeah, that's a good question. I go back and forth every day, pretty much. I don't know. Like, are we winning, or are we actually a small minority? I don't know. I think public opinion is shifting, but I think we might still be fighting an uphill battle, especially with the politicians. Like the people, I think you're right. The power is in the people, and I think the people are shifting. But that actually speaks to one of our stories that we want to talk about with Aaron O'Toole, the flip-flopper.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think, can we pull up that tweet, or did I jump too many? The flip-flopper. It's his favorite dance.
We're kind of just winging it today.
Yeah, we're winging it.
The schedule is kind of like in a dumpster fire
Let's
right
talk
now.
about Aaron O'Toole. Okay, well, we're going to preface this because Aaron O'Toole has been dodging, and it's so awkward to watch him dodge these questions in press conferences about, like, will you meet the truckers?
He's awkward anyway.
Yeah, he's flopping over to the truckers' side. Do you want to inform us of that, Nat?
Yeah, so I guess originally he had perpetuated like a little bit of a different, narrative about it. Like he had tweeted something else, I think, or said something else kind of more so in opposition. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah, okay. I don't remember that, but you're probably right. Or he didn't come out in support or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I guess yesterday, was it like around 20 hours ago now, probably, he tweeted a video saying he was going to be meeting the truckers in Ottawa. And I guess this was after he was facing some pressure from other Conservative MPs. I'm guessing like Pierre Poilievre, who had come out saying this is really important. This is good. Like, we support the convoy, etc. So
obviously there was some polling done.
Oh, here he is.
Oh,
for sure.
Vegetables grow really well at -30. None of them. Canada is a trading nation. If you own it, a trucker delivered it. You probably noticed some empty shelves at your grocery store. That's because Justin Trudeau put in place a mandate that all truckers entering this country, either Canadian or American, have to be fully vaccinated. If Trudeau's attack on truckers is allowed to continue, tens of thousands will be unable to work. And more than that, grocery prices will become even more expensive while fruit and vegetables rot in American warehouses, unable to get to Canada. The produce that will be able to get to Canada will see their shipping costs skyrocket by 25%. And Canadian families and small businesses will be the ones ultimately paying Trudeau's bill. 2 years ago, truckers were crossing the border between Canada and the US when no one else was allowed, when no one else would.
They're often the unsung heroes of the essential services. Drivers are still active in moving supplies during a pandemic, but they face some unique challenges.
In the face of a new disease and all the confusion at the start of the pandemic, it was many of these brave truckers that helped get us through COVID. There's no way around it. Fast forward to today, and Justin Trudeau is demonizing many of those truckers and threatening both our economy and our food supply, all to distract from his inflation crisis and his failures on COVID. Now there's a convoy of truckers on a cross-country protest to draw attention to how unfair this mandate is to them. The freedom to peacefully assemble, to protest, is a critical part of our democracy. Truckers want to work. Justin Trudeau's telling them no.
We're really alienating big pockets of our population with some of these mandates. And whether it's justified or not, it's hard to say.
Whenever a policy is being implemented, I think we have to ask ourselves, what's the goal here? Like, what are you actually trying to do? That's probably one of the most important aspects to question when you're making policy. And sadly, I think sometimes that gets lost.
This policy against truckers is an attack on common sense, and it's an attack on every Canadian's household budget. Canadians deserve access to affordable food. Truckers have been our COVID heroes, period. Canada doesn't function as a trading nation without them. Pitting Canadians against one another is un-Canadian, but just watch as Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party try to demonize these hard-working men and women. But that's how it is in Justin Trudeau's Canada. You're only a hero if you agree with the Trudeau Liberals. It's really important that you share this video. We need to show truckers that we appreciate their hard work and that we're going to stand up for their right to peacefully protest. And we need to get the truth out before Justin Trudeau's inevitable smears and attempts to divide. We're going to hold Justin Trudeau to account for this. We're going to make sure when Canadians start to notice their grocery stores empty, it's because Justin Trudeau played politics with Canada's food supply.
I feel like he doesn't know what the truckers are actually like fighting for, because they're not just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for all Canadians, unlike our dear Prime Minister wannabe Aaron O'Toole, who clearly is just fighting for dem polls.
Yeah, well, it's funny.
Or so it appears.
Yes. Well, so 2 days ago, or this week, he dodged questions on would he meet the truckers. It was awkward. Right. He was just like, oh, like I said, the best thing to do is to get vaccinated.
You look just like him when you do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's like, Justin Trudeau is playing politics. It's like, okay, hold on. Let's hold on. You were playing politics 2 days ago, and now due to like probable recent polling, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm with the people. I'm not playing politics. Like, yeah, you are. You've been playing politics this whole time, and now the politics seem to have shifted in your favor or our favor, and you're just following suit. Like, he's just as bad as the rest of them.
If not worse. Yeah. Because at least Justin Trudeau has a stance and he's just owning it. Yeah. Do I agree with it? No, it's horrific. However, better to have a stance. Yeah. Like, you know, I don't like these gray politicians who are just like, 1 minute I'm okay, the next minute I'm for it, I'm not. These flip-flop Faucis, these flip-flop Fords, you know, these flip-flop Aaron O'Toole's.
There's no alliteration there, but he is the biggest flip-flopper. He is. Yeah. He has no conservative values.
No, absolutely not. I don't even know if he has any kind of values. Like I said, he's just like a potato in that regard. Like he's just there.
Yeah, it's really disappointing.
I won't comment on. Yeah, absolutely.
But I just want to say, like, I think the fact that he's flopped is a really, really good sign. To what we were speaking about before, are the politicians scared? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe they are scared because that's why Aaron O'Toole is now flopping.
No, absolutely. I only ask because I don't actually know. I'm like you. I go back and forth a lot. But I was listening to a podcast about the Great Reset, and they kind of talked about like how do these protests work? are the politicians scared? And AD, our producer, had showed that video of Justin Trudeau under the desk, like crying, that like sort of meme that's kind of gone around on the internet. And I think they, on this podcast, they were discussing how they think that, yes, like people, like these leaders, these elites are scared. That's why Justin Trudeau is, you know, not going to be present when they arrive in Ottawa. I mean, it was very timely that he had been in contact with someone who's, yeah. And also, okay, don't the rules say that if you're triple or double vaccinated, if you're fully vaccinated, and are exposed, you're free to walk? Like, you're free to just roam?
I literally don't know because I never follow them. So I have no idea what they're telling us to do. But I think I've seen that on Twitter, people saying, wait, it was actually Viva Frey or Fry.
Right. I don't know.
He said, like, wait, the actual, it's Ottawa, I guess. That's, or it would be Ontario. I don't know. The guidelines say, like what you just said, if you're exposed but test negative or have no symptoms, you're good to go. So why is he hiding in his mother's basement?
Yeah.
These are the questions.
Why isn't he following his own rules? Like, didn't he kind of have, I'm sure he had some sort of participant role in, you know, these mandates and restrictions. Well, he is the prime minister. Maybe not.
You hope.
I don't know. You maybe. But also going back to Erin O'Toole, I don't know a whole lot. Oh, there it is. There it is. If you've been exposed to someone with symptoms of COVID-19 or who has received a positive test result. Okay, if you're fully vaccinated, have no symptoms, do not live with a positive case, and are otherwise healthy, self-monitor your symptoms for 10 days, wear a mask, physical distancing, blah, blah, blah. Great. So we were right. We're geniuses.
Yes. And that's what I said. I said I knew it, and I did.
Yeah.
Should we switch to YouTube or off of YouTube so that I can really give it to Justin Trudeau?
Yeah, there's like a rage burning in us. I think we need to just let it out.
We'll let AD let us know when we're off of YouTube. So the rest of the